your journal cover in TinkerCAD. First thing you want to do is make sure you log into TinkerCAD. You should have joined our 5th grade Design Lab class earlier in the year. If not, there's directions on our student resource page in the Canvas course. From your home page, once you're logged in, you always want to make sure to go to Classes. You're going to click where it says 5th grade Design Lab. And then you want to go to Activities. So our activity is the custom journal cover. You're going to go into that activity, and yours might be a different color. It's a random color every time you log in. You can see here I have some of the templates already on the page for you, but you're going to go to Create New Design, 3D Design. I would change it to my name. Let's see, Mazoon book cover. I'm going to go back momentarily and go back into the activity so I can copy the edge, the cover, and the text box. So it's really important. You don't want to resize the edge or the cover, but you're going to select these three, not that small one off the build plate. Going to hit Command C to copy. And then you're going to go back. You don't want to click anything else in there besides selecting and Command C. If I wanted to go back to where we were, it was Classes, 5th grade Design Lab, Activities, Journal cover, and then here's the new one I started making. Mazoon book cover, you should name it with your name and book cover as well. You're going to come back into your design. You want to paste everything you've taken, kind of move it on the build plate and then click off of it so that it unselects. Now this is already the dimensions you want. You want it to be 155 millimeters tall. We're going to talk about the length dimensions soon, but not quite yet. Just because the work plane is there, it doesn't mean you can't drag stuff off. So I'm going to move my stencil over there. I know I need 2 of these, so I'm going to copy and paste the second one. You do want the binding in the middle. All right, and now you want to check the heights. So this is 2. The binding is 3, so we want to click in that little middle one so I can type, hit enter, and then this one is 2. All right, so now everything is the same height. I could check it out if I wanted from the front or from the top. Now, if you notice here, these are not even. So what you want to do is you want to zoom in pretty close. You want to change your grid so that you're working with really tiny spots. So I'm going to change it to 0.1 and I'm going to kind of move around on here. So I can see that this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 up. I'm going to click this and I'm going to go the down arrow to move it down. So we want to be 4 above. So we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm at 5. I'm going to go down 1 more. Once you feel 1, 2, 3, still looks a little high. So we're going to bring it down and go in a little bit more. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes showing. 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes showing. This one even has a little bit above it. All right, there we go. So now we can zoom out. Remember, I got that really close by doing the 0.1. You also need to cut off this piece. So you're going to bring over a hole and drag it right across. Now I can see that it's a little bit, so we want to come bring it down, down, down. So it's right lined up perfect. Then I can check from the front that that has covered it. Yes, oh, I can see there. It's going to have, you see the shadow on my box? Let's go up just a little bit. All right, we're going to go back to the top. I'm going to click the home. So I need another one of these at the top to kind of mess with cutting that edge off. And go to the top. So I could zoom in a bit to make sure that that is like super snug. I think it is. I'm going to come down a little bit. There you go. You can see that like dotted line. That's where it's going to cut to. So it looks perfect. All right, I'm going to zoom out. While I'm here, I'm going to group those so that it takes that cut off the top. What's that little piece? I guess it was longer than I even anticipated. I had to bring this all the way up. So I'll group it after, actually. We want to make sure that this one is 155, and we want to make sure that this whole bottom is 232. So let's see what happens if I group it. So if I select all and group, because it doesn't look like that's very centered well. Looks like there's a little bit more here than here. But if I was to look at it, 250. So that is too wide. Let's ungroup. And I can see that this binding is not in the center. Let's move it. You really want to center it in the middle of the two reds. You can see there. That's centered much better. And if we want this to be 155 tall, 155 tall, and then 232 across the bottom. So let's group it back. And then once that goes, we will figure out this one needs to be 232. All right. There is that. I can tell that there's something going on up there at the top. Can you see that little line? So we're going to have to clean it up. We can use these whole shapes to clean up. I think it needs to be a little lower. Okay, let's see what that does now. Let's group that, see if that gives us a clean edge. I feel like my pages still aren't perfectly lined up, but we will see. All right, next you're going to bring in your font. So you want to bring your font over. When you double click it, you'll see this custom font text. Now I am going to change this to we'll just do Lana, my first name. And you can drag it over here. All right, now we want to make sure that we can make it, oopsie, we can make it pretty tall. But you really want to make it a whole. You can make it larger if you want. But we want to make sure that it is a whole so that when grouped, it will cut it out. You also had your SVG that you traced in Adobe Illustrator. So mine was a horse. I'm going to bring that over. Oh, sorry. Got to go import. Now bring it over your SVG. I just want to bring in the art. And then I'm going to set that to be a whole. Make that a lot smaller. That's one beautiful horse. Oh, so you see how it kind of like did something weird when I started resizing it? So you want to hold down Shift so that it comes down to scale. And I'm going to move it there. Looks like I got to make it taller. Smaller, and then I'm going to make it a whole as well, so it is a cutout. Let me zoom back into my design here. Once you have it all, you can group it. And should be grouping. There we go. And there is my book cover ready to print. You might want to just check out a couple little things. Looks like it's lined up a little interesting. But there you go. There's your book cover. Make sure it is saved and you're ready to go.